message finds you well. So we are continuing with module 11, that is configure Power BI report filters. So the first thing that you do is let's just go to our Google, google.com. So as usual, I say you type PL-300, then you press enter. Then Microsoft Certified Power BI Data Analyst Associate, right? You click on that, then it takes you to the next page, next step. So you scroll down using the vertical scroll bar. So we discover data analysis, and we have also looked at okay, Moha, maybe you can leave the class. Was it just a pre-recorded session?
Okay, all right.
Thank you. All right, so it's discover data analysis, then get started building Power BI, get data in Power BI, then clean, transform, and load data in Power BI. So we've also done design a semantic model in Power BI, then add measures to Power BI desktop models, then add calculated tables and columns to Power BI desktop models. Then we've also done use DAX time intelligence functions in Power BI desktop models. Then we have also optimized a model for performance in Power BI. Then we have also looked into design Power BI reports. So on our last class, we had done 2 modules, that is optimize a model for Power BI and performance. Then we've also looked at design Power BI reports. Then we've also looked at configure Power BI report filters. So that one is the one that we are going to look at today. So we are going to look at 3 modules. So like I said, per day, we decided to cover 3 modules. So basically, if you look into the aspects that we have there, right, where we configure Power BI report filters. So there we are looking into designing reports for filtering in Power BI. Involves creating reports that allows users to initiatively narrow down to the data points that interest them. So this can be achieved through various techniques, including slicers, filters, and advanced filtering options. So when you're designing reports for filters, that is, start by designing a report layout, including visuals and data fields. Then identify the key fields that users may want to filter on, such as date, region, or product category. Then you can use visualization that support filtering, such as tables, charts, and maps. Then you can also design reports with filters. So slicers are interactive, visual filters that allow users to select one or more values from a list. Then you can also add a slicer. Click on the slicer icon in the visualization pane and drag the field you want to use as a slicer into the field well. Then customize the slicer appearance and behavior using the format and settings pane. Then also, you can also look into designing reports with filters. That is where you filters, they allow users to specify criteria for which data to include or exclude in a visualization. So you can add a filter, click on the filter icon in the visualization pane, and drag the field you want to use as a filter in the field pane, in the field well, right? So customize the filter criteria using the filter pane. Then you can also design reports with advanced filtering techniques. So Power BI offers advanced filtering options such as data analysis expressions. In short, you can call them DAX, or creating custom filters. Then you can also use DAX expression, that's data analysis expression, for filtering. Create a new measure that calculates a filtered result based on user selections. Then you can also create custom filters such as the advanced filtering options in the filter pane to define complex filter criteria. Then you can also apply consumption time filtering. That is, consumption time filtering allows users to apply filters to a report while viewing it without modifying the report itself. Then you can also enable consumption time filtering by enabling the allow report users to change filter settings option in the filter pane. Then you can also select appropriate report filtering techniques. This is choose filtering techniques based on the specific requirements for a report and the preferences of your users. Then you can also consider the complexity of the data and the ease of use for the end user when selecting filtering techniques. So basically, that is what we'll be looking at when you look at configure Power BI report filters, right? So then you can look into the introduction to designing reports for filtering. That is filtering. So filtering, just like if you look at the filter funnel, I'm sure now you understand the filter pane, right? That you can also use in your Power BI interactive environment, whether it's locally installed or the one that you can also use from from your online virtual environment, that is the servers from Microsoft. So filtering can occur at 5 different levels in Microsoft Power Business Intelligence. That is a semantic model, that is row level security. Then can go into report, then page, visual, measure. Then so filtering in Power BI, that is so if you look at semantic model, that is row level security, the feature in Power BI that allows you to restrict access to data at the row level based on the user viewing the data. So it also, the row level security filters data based on roles assigned to users, ensuring that each user sees only the data they are authorized to view. Then row level security is applied at the dataset level, ensuring that all reports and visuals based on that dataset adhere to the same security rules, right? Then you've got report, that is report level filtering. That report level filter apply to all visuals on a report page. That is, these filters can be applied using slicers, filters, or cross highlighting, and they affect the entire report. So report level filters are useful for applying broad filters to the entire report, such as filtering by date, range, or region. Then you've got page level filtering. That is, page level filters apply to all visuals on a specific page of a report. So these filters under the page level filtering, that is, they can be applied using slicers, filters, or cross highlighting, and they affect only the visuals on that particular page. Then page level filters are useful for creating focused reports that emphasize specific aspects of the data. Then with visual level filters, that is, visual level filters apply to different visuals on a report page. So these filters can be applied using the filters pane or by interacting directly with the visual. So visual level filters allow users to focus on specific data points within a visual, such as filtering a chart to show only data for a particular category. Then you've got measure level filters. That is, measure level filters applied to calculated measures in a Power BI dataset. So these filters can be applied using DAX, data analysis expressions, to restrict the data included in a measures calculation. So measure level filters are useful for creating dynamic measures that respond to user selections or filter conditions. So by understanding these 5 levels of filtering Power BI, you can design reports that provide users with the flexibility to explore data in meaningful ways, that is ensuring that data security and access controls are maintained, right? So now you can apply filters to the report, right? That is whereby you have got the semantic module, row level security that we have also discussed, that restricts access to data based on user roles. Then you've got report level, that is applying filters that affect all visuals on the report. Then you've got page level, that is apply filters that affect all visuals on a specific page. Then you've got visual level, that is the apply filters that affect only an individual visual, right? Okay, it's fine. Sorry for disturbance. Okay. So that means we can have visual level, that is apply filters that affect only an individual visual. Then measure level, that is apply filters to calculated measures to dynamically adjust calculations, right? So that is the the 5 filters that I have just explained to you and that I have just discussed with you. So you can also apply the filters. That is, you can apply add slicers, right? That is, so you get them from the visualization pane with the slicers. Then you can connect slicers. Then you can apply filters. Then you can also multi-select, right? Then you can also format the slicers, right? Then you can also design the report, right? So that is, beyond filters and slicers, report authors can employ other filtering techniques that is beyond, such as visualization. Then so you can also have so we can also have visual interaction, that is whereby you have got visual interactions through report tooltip. Then you can also have the other one that you can also have is report tooltip, bookmarks, then report options, then query reduction. So having that, you can also have the advanced filtering techniques that we have, right? So you can use data analysis expressions for filtering. That is the formula language used in Power BI for data manipulation and calculation. So I'm sure you have seen that if you go to add column, you can use data analysis expressions. If you go to measure, you can use data analysis expressions. So based on the 6 labs that we have done so far, so we are left with 4 labs to finish our course. Then you can use data analysis expressions for filtering, that is create a measure that evaluates a condition based on user selections and returns a filtered result. Then you can also create custom filters. That is, Power BI allows you to create custom filters using the advanced filtering options in the filter pane. The custom filters can be based on complex criteria that are not easily achievable using standard filter options. Then you can also create a custom filter that define the filter criteria using data analysis expressions or other advanced techniques. Then you can also use bookmarks for filtered views. That is, bookmarks allows you to save the current state of a report, including applied filters. So you can create bookmarks for different filtered views of the same report and allows users to switch between these views using buttons or other interactive elements. Then you can also have parameterized queries. So a parameter is just a placeholder value that is put into a function like data analysis expression function, right? So parameterized queries. So a query is just questioning, right? So parameterized queries allows users to input parameters at runtime or filter data dynamically. So a parameter, let's say you can say x plus y is equals to 20. So x and y can be regarded as parameters, right? Because they are placeholder values. When you pass the actual values, that is 2 plus 3 equals to, like if you say 13 plus 7 equals to 20. 13 and 7, those are actual arguments, they're actual values, right? So hierarchical filtering, that is hierarchical filtering allows you to filter data based on hierarchical relationships, such as product categories or organizational hierarchies. So Power BI supports hierarchical filtering through features like drill down and drill through. We also have got dynamic visual titles and text boxes, that is use dynamic titles and text boxes to provide context for filtered data. So these elements can display information about applied filters, helping users understand the current data view. So we also have got visual level filters and data with data analysis expressions, that is use data analysis expressions to create visual level filters that apply only to specific visuals. So visual level filters can be based on user selections or other conditions, right? So by implementing these filters, as you can see, right, these are advanced filtering techniques. So you can create Power BI reports that offer more flexibility and interactivity, allowing users to analyze data in a way that best suits their needs, right? So this is basically the advanced report filtering, right? So we've also move on to consumption time filtering. That is so in reading view, report filtering can use many different filter techniques when viewing a Power BI report, such as using slicers, right? So when you're using slicers, that is when slicers, they are interactive visuals that allow users to select one or more values from a list. Then users can use slicers to filter data in visuals on the report canvas, narrowing down the data to their specific requirements. Then using filters, that is, users can apply filters directly to visuals by clicking on data points or using the filter pane. So filters can be applied to individual visuals or to entire reports. So depending on the user's needs, right? So we also go to number 3, which is applying interactive filtering actions. So Power BI provides interactive filtering actions such as cross-highlighting and cross-filtering. So cross-highlighting highlights related data points across visuals based on the selected data point, providing a deeper understanding of the data relationships. So cross-filtering filters other visuals based on the selected data point, that is allowing users to explore data in context. Then data mining applied filters, that is users can view and manage applied filters in the filter pane. So the filter pane displays all filters currently applied to the report, including slicers, visual level filters, and page level filters, right? Then working with persistent filters, that is, when you're working with persistent filters, persistent filters are filters that remain applied to the report even after the report is closed and reopened. So users can save filter selections as a bookmark or a report view to preserve their filtering preferences. Right. So as an author, what you can do, so as an author, what you can also do is you can leverage these consumption filtering techniques to design reports that are initiative and user-friendly. So by providing users with the ability to interact with and customize their view of the data, you can create reports that meet a wide range of user requirements. So there may be situations where you want to disable certain filter techniques, such as when you want to ensure that users see specific data or when complex filters may lead to confusion. So in such cases, we can use the report settings to disable or limit certain filter interactions, right? So when you so we can also move to select report filters, right? So select report filters, that is slicers. We can find it in the visualization pane, right? So slicers, they allow users to select specific filters to filter data in visuals. Then filters apply criteria to include or exclude data in visuals. Then interactive filtering action, that is enable cross highlighting and cross filtering to explore data relationships. Then you can also have viewing applied filter, that is display applied filters in the filter pane. For transparent, then you've got persistent filters, that is the save filter selection for future use. Then disabling techniques, that is occasionally disable certain filter interaction for clarity or data integrity, right? Then you can also have a case study. So case study is something that you are also going to refer back to your Microsoft notes that are on the Microsoft website for this module, right? But in the case study, you can have feedback analysis, identify improvements, configure filters, then test and validate, then iterate if necessary. So iterate is just repetition, right? Iterate, you are just repeating how we get. So when you are repeating, that's another thing that you can also work with, right? When you're iterating, that is when you are repeating, the way of doing something over and over again and again, right? Okay, then so that's fine. Then you can also go to test and validate, right? Validation is just way whereby you can just work through. It's just a way whereby you can just work through your things, right? Just like if a number is supposed to be inputted, you are only taking numbers, right? If it's a value, right? You can only take alphanumeric values, right? So that is validation. So if you look at finalize and implement, right? When you're implementing something, you are making it work, right? When you're implementing something, you're making it work. And at the end of the day, you need to repeat sometimes what we have done, right? So basically, I would say after finishing this, you can do check your knowledge, right? So if you go to your URL, that is configure Power BI data analysis. So basically, the areas that you need to know is introduction to designing reports for filtering, apply filters, report structure, then apply filters with slicers, then design reports with advanced filtering techniques, then consumption time filtering, select report filter techniques. In case study, that is configure report filters based on feedback. Then you can check your knowledge. So when you check your knowledge, you can come here, then you open. Then basically you have to answer these 3 questions, right? Then after answering these 3 questions, now you can go to the summary. So the summary is clear as it is. The summary, I've also put it in another format, that is where you can understanding filters, that is gain in understanding of how filters work in Power BI reports. Then number 2 is developing focused reports, that is develop reports that allows consumers to focus on the data that interests them. Then filtering techniques, that is use the filter panes and slicers to apply filters at design time. And also avoid confusion, that is avoid using both techniques, right, in the same report to prevent confusion for consumers. Then delivering the report, that is provide a demonstration or a video to show consumers how to use the report and apply filters. Then interactive filtering action, that is teach consumers how to apply interactive filtering actions such as include or exclude groups, cross filtering, report page, drill through, and bookmarks, right? So having said that, that is the part of configure Power BI report filters. So if you did not get anything or don't understand my explanation, or if it's not deep enough, you can always email me to facilitator2@goforthlearning.co.za, or you can contact me on 002784947898. So that's my mobile number. Either you can call me with a direct voice call, or you can WhatsApp me on WhatsApp or call me on WhatsApp, right? So that's the 11th module out of 17 modules that I've just explained to you, configure Power BI report filters. Right then, so let's move on to the next module, which is enhance Power BI report designs, right? For the user experience. So I'll double click my slides there. It's going to pop up, it's going to open. So as usual, if I click close here and close here, that is enhance Power BI report designs for user experience. Then I open it here, so it will load here, right? So going back to my slides, which I will increase, that is the review. Okay, slide, and from current slide, right? So that is whereby I say enhance Power BI report for report design for the user experience, right? So basically, here we are looking into a scenario whereby you're designing Power BI reports for an enhanced user experience that is involves utilizing various features and capabilities to make the reports more refined and user-friendly. So here's a detailed theoretical explanation of the mentioned objectives. That is, in this module, you design reports to show details, right? So design reports to show details, that is, use drill down functionality, right? To allow users to explore detailed data behind summary visuals. Then also use tooltips to provide additional context and details when users hover over data points. Then if you look at design reports to highlight values, that is, use conditional formatting to highlight important values or trends in your data. You can also use text boxes or shapes to draw attention to key insights or findings. Then design reports that behave like apps. That is, use buttons and bookmarks to create interactive navigation within your report, mimicking app-like behavior. Then use bookmarks to save and restore specific report state, providing a more customized user experience. Then work with bookmarks. That is, bookmarks allow you to capture the current state of your report, including filters, slicer selections, and other settings. Then use bookmarks to create interactive storytelling experiences or to save different views of your report. Then design reports for navigation. That is, use a consistent layout and design language to make navigation initiative for users. Then use buttons, images, or icons as navigation elements to guide users through the report. Then work with the visual headers. That is, visual headers allow you to add titles, subtitles, and other information to your visuals. Then use visual headers to provide context and explain the purpose of each visual. Then you can also design reports with built-in assistance. That is, use tooltips, instructional text, or help icons to provide guidance or how to interact with your report. Then you can also use explanatory text or images to provide context for the data presented in your report. Then the other objectives that you have to learn about is use specialized visuals. That is, when you use specialized visuals, such as key performance indicators, right? Tree maps or custom visuals to present data in a more engaging and insightful way. So consider the type of data you are presenting and choose visuals that best communicate your message. Right, so by incorporating these designs and features into your Power BI report, you can create a more engaging and user-friendly design for your audience, right? And make it easier for them to understand and derive insights from your data, right? So the prerequisites, that is, you are supposed to have an experience creating reports and an understanding of the audience and purpose of an analytical report. So when you are understanding reports, I understand the previous lab that we did last week, Friday, it was having a detailed report, which all of you did. So I understand now, we are fine with it. Then if you go to design reports to show details, right? So you can use drill down functionality that allow users to explore detailed data behind summary visuals. Then you can also utilize tooltips to provide additional context and details when users move over data point. You can also include expandable sections or collapsible rows to show additional details without cluttering the main report view, right? Then you can also design reports, that is, so when you're designing reports to highlight values, that is highlight values. Okay, just a moment. All right, so when you're highlighting values, that is, so design reports to highlight values, that is highlighting values in reports, helps you to quickly communicate important and relevant facts about data. Power BI supports several techniques to highlight values, that is conditional formatting. So the first one is conditional formatting, right? That is, conditional formatting allows you to dynamically change the appearance of your visuals based on specific rules, right? Then you can highlight values by changing the font color, background color, or font style based on conditions you define, right? For example, you can use conditional formatting to highlight sales figures that exceed a certain threshold, right, in a different color to draw attention to them. Then overlaid analytics, that is, overlaid analytics such as trend lines, average lines, or reference lines can help highlight important values or trends in your data. So these overlays provide additional context and help users quickly identify outliers or patterns in the data, right? Then you can also have the third one, that is Power BI supports several techniques to highlight values, that is anomaly detection. That is Power BI offers built-in capabilities for anomaly detection, which can automatically identify unusual patterns or outliers in your data. So anomaly detection can help highlight values that deviate significantly from the norm, allowing users to investigate further, right? So you also have specialized visuals. That is, specialized visuals such as key performance indicators, gauge or spark lines can be used to highlight key values or trends in your data. So these values, these visuals are designed to draw attention to specific metrics or performance indicators, making it easier for users to quickly identify important information. So by leveraging these four techniques, that is conditional formatting, overlaid analytics, anomaly detection, specialized visuals, right? You can effectively highlight values in your Power BI reports, making it easier for users to interpret and derive insights from your data, right? Then you can also design reports, right? When you design reports that behave like apps, right? That is, the button element can take your Power BI reports the next level by making them behave like an app, like you know how the apps that we use, right? Buttons support 6 different actions that take effect from the button is selected. So the 6 different actions that can be supported by the button is interactive navigation, 1, then 2, interactive filters and slicers, then 3, you can have interactive elements, then 4, booking and state management, then 5, consistent design and branding, then 6, user-friendly interactions, right? So interactive navigation, that is use buttons, bookmarks, and drill-through functionality to allow users to navigate through the report seamlessly. Then you can also create a clear initiative navigation structure that mimics the flow of an app. Then you can also use interactive filters and slicers. That is, use slicers and filters that update visuals in real time, providing users with instant feedback as they interact with the report. Then utilize hierarchical slicers or cascading filters to allow users to refine their selection dynamically, right? Then interactive elements, that is, use interactive elements such as tooltips, hover effects, and clickable visuals to enhance the user experience. Then you can also incorporate features like expandable sections or collapsible panels to provide additional detail without cluttering the report. Then you can also have number 4, that is bookmarking and state management. That is the function of the button, right? So bookmarking and state management, that is, you know, the bookmark that you use when you're bookmarking your website, right? So use bookmarks to save and recall specific states of the report, that is allowing users to revisit, preview previous views or switch between different views, right? Then utilize buttons or interactive elements to trigger bookmark views, right? That is creating a more interactive and personalized experience. Then you can also have consistent design and branding, that is maintaining consistent design, language, and branding throughout the report to create a cohesive and professional look, right? So use themes, colors, and fonts that are aligned with your organization's branding to create a polished and branded experience, right? Then use user experience-friendly interaction, that is design interactions that are initiative and easy to use, ensuring that users can quickly understand how to navigate and interact with the report. Then provide very clear instructions or guidance on how to use interactive features such as tooltips or help icons to assist users in navigating the report, right? So by designing your Power BI reports to behave like apps, you can create engaging and interactive experiences that make it easier for users to explore and analyze that. So when you're inserting a button, many pre-configured buttons are available for you to choose from, right? So these pre-configured buttons include icons and pre-configured actions such as the back button, question and answer button, and bookmark button, right? Then you can also work with the bookmarks, right? So I'm sure, like I said, the bookmarks, you've worked with them quite often. That is, working with bookmarks, right, in Power BI allows you to capture, right, the current state of your report, including filters, slicer selection, and other settings. So bookmarks can be used to create interactive storytelling experiences, provide guided navigation, or save different views of your report. So here's a detailed explanation of how your bookmarks works, right? So when you're working with your bookmark, right, you should ensure that when you're working with your bookmark, right, the first thing is creating bookmarks. So to create a bookmark, go to the View tab in a Power BI desktop icon, click on Bookmarks pane to open the bookmarks. Then the next thing is you click on Add to create a new bookmark. So I'd like you to do these steps, right, on your own. So this will capture the current state of your report, including all filters, slicer selections, and visual interaction. So you can give your bookmark a name and choose whether to capture the current page only or the entire report. So number two, what you need to do is using bookmarks for navigation. That is, bookmarks can be used to create interactive navigation within your report. So for example, you can create a table of contents with bookmarks that link to different sections of your report. Then you can also create a navigation link, insert a shape or a text box in your report, and add a hyperlink to a bookmark. So users can click on the shape or text box to navigate to the bookmark view. Right, then you can also, number three, what you can do using bookmarks for storytelling. That is, bookmarks can be used to create interactive storytelling experiences by guiding users through a series of visualizations or insight. So use bookmarks to save different views of your reports that tell your story, and use buttons or other interactive elements to navigate between bookmarks. Then four, you can also use bookmarks for drilling. That is, bookmarks can be used to capture drill through states, allowing users to drill down into details and then return to the summary view. Then you can also create bookmarks for different drill through states and use buttons or other interactive elements to navigate between drill through views. Then five, you can also manage bookmarks. That is, in the bookmarks pane, you can rename, delete, or rearrange bookmarks as needed. So you can also set a default state of your report, which can be applied when the report is first opened or when the reset to default button is clicked. So using bookmarks in Power BI service, that is, bookmarks created in Power BI desktop are preserved when the report is published to the Power BI service, right? So users can interact with the bookmarks in the Power BI service, allowing for a consistent experience across desktop and web environments, right? So I'm sure you have also used app.powerbi.com, right, whereby we have published our work, right? So overall, you can say bookmarks are a powerful tool in Power BI that can enhance the user experience. That is by providing guided navigation, storytelling, and real-through capabilities. So by leveraging bookmarks effectively, you can create more interactive and engaging reports by the users, right? So that's how you can work with the bookmarks, right? Okay, then so let's move on to the next part, which is design reports, right, from navigation, right? Right, so you find that when you design reports for navigation, many different button actions are available. That is to help you configure report navigation experiences, right? So buttons in Power BI can be used to enable various navigation actions. That is enhancing the user experience and guiding users through the report, right? So there are things that you know when you are using this design reports for navigation using buttons. So there are types of button actions. That's the first thing you should know. So buttons in Power BI can be configured to perform a variety of actions, such as navigating to a bookmark, showing or hiding a visual, that is resetting filters, or running a custom data analysis expression, right? So you can use buttons to navigate to a different report or a specific page within the same report. Then the next thing that you need to do is configuring button actions, right? That is to configure button action, select the button on the report canvas and open the action properly in the formatting pane. Then choose the desired action from the drop-down list and configure any additional settings required for the action, such as the destination bookmark or report. Then designing report layout for navigation, that is the layout of your report, including the placement and organization of visuals and buttons is critical for efficient navigation. Then consider using a consistent layout and design language throughout your report to make navigation initiative for users. So use visual cues such as color, right, size, and positioning to differentiate between interactive elements and non-interactive elements, right? Then the fourth thing that you need to do is using buttons for drill through. That is, buttons can be used to enable drill through actions, allowing users to drill down into specific details or related data. So configure buttons to apply drill through filters, that is to navigate to drill through pages to provide users with more detailed insight. Then you can also create hierarchical navigation, that is use buttons to create hierarchical navigation structure, allowing users to navigate through different levels of data or analysis. So for example, you can use buttons to navigate from a summary dashboard to a detailed report and then back to the summary dashboard, right? Then you can also use testing and iterating. That is after configuring buttons, right? Buttons and designing the report layout, test the navigation experience to ensure it is initiative and efficient. then gather feedback from users and iterate on the design to improve the navigation experience based on their input. So by leveraging buttons and thoughtful report design, you can create Power BI reports that provide a seamless and engaging navigation experience for users, enabling them to explore and analyze data efficiently. Right. So that is how you can also design reports for navigation. Right. So that's the explanation that lies behind. So you can also work with visuals. Right. That is, if you are working with the visual headers, right? So the visual headers, if you are working with them, right, that is, you need to look into 1, appearance and action, 2, available action, 3, customization, then 4, accessibility, 5, integration and with interactivity, 6, default settings, right? Then also when you are designing reports with built-in assistance, right? When you are designing reports with built-in assistance, there's information page, visual header, tooltip, icon and button with overlay, right? Okay, then so let's move on to the next part, that is tune report performance, right? So when you tune report performance, there's performance importance, then testing Power BI report saver, then investigate and resolve issues, right? So I also share the slides with you, right? Then you can also optimize reports for mobile use, that is optimized for mobile, use appropriate visuals, then rearrange visuals, right? And so the exercise as usual, we are on enhanced Power BI reports, right? So if you click here, you can go to enhance Power BI, right? Reports, enhance Power BI, report design. That is module number 12, right? So basically, if you scroll down, right, you go to exercise, that is enhance Power BI reports. You click on that. Then you click on the lab, right? So I'm sure now you know how to launch the lab. So you click on launch lab, right? When you launch the lab to verify account, I hope it just please solve this puzzle. It's easy now. It's a puzzle. So pick one square that shows two identical objects, right? I think this one, right? Let's say done. Pick one square that shows two identical objects, right? Okay, this one, no, this one, no, this one, yes. Then pick one square that shows two identical objects. This one, no, this one, no, this one, yes, right? Then we've got pick one square that shows two identical objects. This one, no, this one, no, this one, no, this one, right? So done, right? Verification complete. You've proven you are a human, right? But you take me to start the lab, right? So when you start the lab, you maximize the lab, right? So enhance a report. So the loading your lab content, so it will load the lab content. So your lab will be ready in about 2 minutes. So you can sit back, relax, get chilled, right? Which is fine while it is loading, right? Mm. Right, so it will take a bit of time. All right, so 1 minute, 30 seconds. Right. 1 minute, 10 seconds, right? So let's just count down then. Right. If we count down then. All right, let's just count down there. Okay. So we are here. Let me just try to minimize this. Right, then we are here. You scroll down, right? So please wait while connecting. So we have to wait while it's connecting. Right, so we wait. Right, so after that, username is on the lower right here, right? As student. Password is PA55, right? W.RD, then you press enter. All right. So it comes here before you start, right? Next before you start. Then you click on these lab files, right? So you have to wait until it will say download complete, right? So once it says download complete, that's when you can take over from there, right? Okay. So let's just wait there and see how things work. All right. Okay. All right. So it will start loading there. Right. So once it's green, they download complete. So if you click on File Explorer here, right, then you go to use the vertical scroll bar. Then you click All Files. So it's now there. This one, right, the lab. So next lab instruction. So you can read through this, right, just to familiarize yourself. Click on next lab instruction. That is enhance a report in Power BI desktop, right? That is sync slicers, create a drew, then open Power BI, right? So you click on Power BI. So once this lab is loaded, right, that is when you can start following this instruction. So follow these instructions, understand them, do the lab, get done. So when you are doing this, if there's a challenge where you can't be able to do some part, let me know, right? Then I will take you through. Otherwise, that is the lab, right, that you have. Right, so from here, you can close. Right, so let's just go through there. You can see that. So you can follow, you can sign in, right, with your MTN email. In my case, I will sign in with my facilitator through it. Go forth, right? Let go forth. Learning.co.za, right? Right, so it will. Right, so you choose work or school account, right? Continue. All right, so from there, it will ask it again, right? Facilitate, I will put my facilitator through it. Go for learning.co.za. And I press enter, then I put my password, right? So the next task, that's what I should also do. Put the password, then sign in, right? Like that's my password. But doesn't matter. So we approve from the authentication, right? It will take a bit of time, but that's what you need to do, right? Then, okay, then so after you've done the lab, make sure you win, you succeed. Then check your knowledge. Then you go to check your knowledge. So next thing is check your knowledge. You can just come here and check your knowledge here. You need to do these 3 questions, right? You need to answer these 3 questions. Then once you're done, it gives you an explanation of the answers that are correct, right? Then after that, we can go to our summary of this enhanced Power BI, right? Enhanced Power BI report design for the user experience. That is an enhanced report designs with rich and compelling features for a superior user experience. That is provide instructions or video recordings to guide users on how to interact with the report. Then survey report consumers for feedback and suggestions on improving the user experience. Right, so that's the end of module 12, right? Module 12, that is module 1, 2. Right, so Yeah, so if you have any questions or queries, please feel free to email me on facilitator2@goforthlearning.co.za or send me a Teams message. You can search for my name on Teams. We've been chatting. Or you can call me on 084-947-8958. Or you can WhatsApp me on 084-947-8958. Right. So thank you very much for listening and following the recording. Right. So we close this. Right. So we can still go back again and go to Google. Then you type PL-300, then press enter. Then you can click Microsoft Certified Power BI Data Analysis Associate. Then you scroll down and click here. And you scroll down and click here. So we are done discussing enhanced Power BI report designs for the user experience. So you can go to the module 13, that is perform analytics in Power BI, right? And click new on that. Then scroll down. All right, so perform advanced analytics in Power BI. So I have the slide that is perform analytics in Power BI. I'll open that. Right, so once it's opened, you can just go to slideshow, current slide. Right, then so that's how you can go to that part, right? So that is you learn how to use Power BI data analytical function, right? So a function is followed by parentheses, right? So how to identify outliers, that is outstanding records. So the first objective is explore statistical summary. So use Power BI to generate statistical summaries of your data, including measures like mean, median, standard deviation, and more. Then understand the distribution of your data and identify key statistical metrics that describe it. Then number two, you can identify outliers with Power BI visuals, right? That is, use Power BI visuals to identify outliers in your data, which are data points that deviate significantly from the rest of the data. Then visualize outliers using scatter plots, box plots, or other relevant visualizations. Then the number three is group and bin data for analysis. That is, group data together based on certain criteria to analyze trends or patterns within the data. Then bin data into discrete groups or categories to simplify analysis and visualizations. Then you can also apply clustering techniques. That is, use clustering algorithms to group similar data points together based on their characteristics. Then identify clusters in your data to understand underlying patterns or segments within the data. Then you can also conduct time series analysis, that is, analyze data that is collected over time to identify trends, seasonality, and other patterns. Then you can also use Power BI's time intelligence functions to perform, what? Calculations and visualizations specific to time series data. Then you can also use the analyze feature, that is, utilize Power BI's built-in analyze feature to perform quick and interactive analysis on your data. Then you can also explore different visualizations and insights based on your data without the need for complex formulas or calculations. Then the other objective is use advanced analytics custom visuals, right? So here you can explore custom visuals in Power BI that offer advanced analytics capabilities such as forecasting, clustering, and trend analysis. Then enhance your reports with custom visuals that provide deeper insights into your data. Then objective number 8, that is where you can review quick insights. So use Power BI's quick insights feature to automatically discover patterns and trends in your data. Then review and interpret the data insights generated by Power BI to gain new perspectives on your data. Then number 10, objective number 9, that is apply in AI insights, that is leverage AI power insights in Power BI to gain deeper insights into your data. Then use AI algorithms. So an algorithm is just a set of steps or rules meant to solve a problem, that is to detect trends, anomalies, and other patterns that may not be immediately apparent. Then by mastering these techniques and features, you'll be able to perform advanced analytics in Power BI and unlock valuable insights from your data, right? So we can have introduction to data analysis. That is the analytics. They just include data mining, big data analytics and machine learning. So machine learning is the use of statistical trends to predict solutions or answers, right? Right. Then we've got AI, artificial intelligence, that is you mimicking or using machines to actually copy human beings, right? That is artificial intelligence, right? So now moving further, you've got involved using technical aspects of analytics for predictive purposes to solve business problems, right? So then you move on to explore statistical analysis, that is whereby you have got data and statistics. So you can also use statistics quite a lot, but the programming languages that use mainly with Power BI data analysis is Python and R. Then insights and decision making, that is exploring the statistical summary provides insight for business decisions, such as identifying top selling product or order frequency, right? Then you can also move on to the part where you can identify outliers. So outliers, you can say something that is not in line, that is not linear, that is not part of the linear graph, right? So that is, it's out of range, right? So you need to identify that the surprising data points. So as you are plotting your Cartesian plane, that is the XY, you can pick up the outliers, right? Then group and bin data from analysis. So visual data aggregation. So aggregation is just a summary whereby you say we've got sum, minimum, average, maximum, right? And you can count, right? Then you can also group and binning. Then applying clustering, that is whereby you can identify segments of data that are similar to each other. Then you can also conduct time series analysis, that is whereby you can be able to, it's a statistical method used to analyze and interpret data points collected over a period of time, right? Where it involves studying the patterns, trends, and behaviors that exist in the data to make forecasts or predictions about future values. So time series analysis is commonly used in various fields such as finance, economics, weather forecast, and signal processing. Then you can also use the analyze feature, right? So the analyze feature, that is whereby you can analyze a feature in Power BI, where you can quickly and interactively explore their data by generating insights. All right, so by generating insights, trends, and correlations. So in statistics, we find that the word correlation is a common word that you can also use to calculate. All right, then it provides also automatic suggestions for visualizations and analysis based on the data selected, helping users gain deeper insights without the need for manual configuration. Then create what if parameters, right? So like I said, the parameter is a placeholder value that is put or defined when a function is defined. If you say x plus y is equal to 20, x and y are parameters, they are placeholder values. But when you say 13 plus 7 is equal to 20, 13 and 7, those are arguments, actual values, right? Then you can use specialized visuals in Power BI that are custom or third-party visuals that offer unique and advanced functionalities beyond standard visualizations, right? So you can also go to the exercise, right? That is the exercise for this one, whereby you go to perform advanced data analytics with visuals. So you click on that. So basically, this is what I was just explaining to you, perform analytics in Power BI. So you can add more notes from the Microsoft website where you go to introduction to analytics, explore statistical summary, identify outliers with Power BI visuals, group and bin data for analysis, then apply clustering techniques, then conduct time series analysis, use the analyze feature, create what if parameters, use specialized visuals. Then this is the exercise, perform advanced analytics with visuals, right? So you use the vertical scroll bar, then you can launch the lab, right? After launching the lab, you can verify your account working. Please wait, right? So please solve this puzzle so we know you are a real person. So pick one square that shows two identical objects, right? This one, no, this one on hold. I think this one, right? Then pick one square that shows two identical objects. Yeah, this one. Yes. Pick one square that shows two identical objects, right? This one, yes. Then you have proven you are a human. Continue your action, right? So it will come here, launch lab, right? Okay, so this is perform what if analysis. So loading your lab. So your lab environment is being built. So your lab will be ready in about 2 minutes. So you can sit back and relax, right? Right, so we can sit back and relax. All right, so your lab will be ready in about 1 minute and 20 seconds, right? Okay, that's fine. So let's just wait. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Okay. Please wait while we connect you. Right, so use the vertical scroll bar, right? Then student password PA55W.RD, then enter, and then you click here, then it will load, right? So you can, before you start, then you download the lab files, right? Right. All right, so lab files. Right, so done. All right, so we go to lab instructions, right? So next lab instructions. Right, so you scroll here. Now you can launch Power BI, right? So I'm sure now you know what to do next, right? Okay, then so let's go to after exercise. You can go to check your knowledge, right? That is from the side. You can go to check your knowledge, right? So you should answer those 3 questions, right? The good part is they've got explanation after you've attempted. You can check your answers. Then the last thing is the summary, right? Which is learn about advanced analytics in Power BI for enhanced decision-making strategy formulation. Then 2, enhance reports and dashboards to enable more specific and insightful data analysis. And 3, applied various advanced analytics techniques in Power BI, including statistical summary, time series analysis, custom visuals, and clustering to uncover hidden patterns and trends in the data for more robust business decisions, right? So that's how you can answer, how you can be able to do perform analytics in Power BI, right? Okay, then that's fine. Thank you so much for your time and the time that you take listening to my video. So like I said, you can email me to Michael to facilitate to go for learning.co.za, or you can contact me on 084-947-8958 if there's any question. So far, we have covered 13 modules, right? 1, 3, or 13 topics in Power BI. In total, there are 17. So on our next class, we're going to look at create and manage workspaces in Power BI, manage semantics modules in Power BI. And after that, the last class, we're going to look at create dashboards in Power BI, then implement row level security. So basically, you are left with 4 modules. If you have any questions or queries, let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much. I'm stopping to record here. Thank you. Thank you.